Welcome to the training video for entering APHIS Form 2047 and 2047S. As always, I want to showcase some of the website information that we have published. Here we have your search engine, type Center for Veterinary Biologics. We have regulations and guidance. We have the veterinary service memorandums. 800.52 is the veterinary memorandum for certificates and export certificates. So I advise you guys to read these as part of your development of submitting certificates to the Center for Vet Biologics. I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the procedures and manuals. These are internal procedures and manuals of how the CBB processes these certificates. Inspection and Compliance Manual, Chapter 18 has the information for export activity. So I advise you also to read these just to understand how we internally process these documents. Last but not least, I'm going to show you other guidance and instruction materials such as the portal guidance. And then here we have the user guides, specifically for the APHIS Form 2047 and 2047S. We have these user guides guidance here. So I advise you also to read these as part of the process. But now I'm going to showcase how to enter APHIS Form 2047. You go to your portal submission and click on Center for Vet Biologics or CBB. Click on Submission Form. Here's the information that you will have. This is the establishment name. This is going to be the address. I can choose any of these. I'll choose US Manufacturing. The export type for today is going to be 2047. See, the 2047 is the certificate that is exclusively issued for products that are restricted. If you look at your product license is going to have the true name of the product, the establishment license number, the product code, and is going to have also the restrictions if applicable. Only those licensed products that have a restriction are going to be receiving an APHIS Form 2047 as a certificate. If you send us a product code that is not restricted and you issue a 2047 form, it's going to be audited. Only products that have restrictions get APHIS Form 2047. So for the purposes of today, I'm going to have one certificate. You can have multiple certificates if you want. Destination country. I can choose any of these countries that I want. If I choose Australia, the certificate is going to have the name of Australia. You can leave a blank also if you choose to. I'm going to leave a blank. Be aware that the form has these red asterisks, and the red asterisks mean that the field is required. The additional descriptor, I have spoken about this in some of the other training videos. It's intended to facilitate the export to other countries if your establishment name have changed or you are registered under a different firm designation, etc. So this is the intent of having this in here. So your certificate is going to have that showcased. The next one is a required field called product code. You add a product. For the purposes of our fictitious establishment and product licenses, I'm going to choose product code 5004.00. And in here, in the English form, APHIS Form 2047, this is the true name that's going to be showcased. Trade name. I'm going to choose AIV check. This is a trade name that is available for that code in our database. For the purposes of APHIS Form 2047s, you can only have one product per certificate. Unlike your Form 2017, then you can add multiple serials. And unlike the Form 2046 that has multiple product codes, you can add multiple licensed product there, but for the 2047, you can only have one. per certificate. You can send us as many certificates as you want, but each certificate is going to have one product code. That's one difference between these and the others. And then that is its restricted product also. I keep saying that. Okay. So appended pages. I've spoken about this in other training videos. We basically are going to have an appended page for that one. So we created this one. This is a fictitious appended page. Be aware that the appended page, I'll show it to you once I get it all saved. Additional submission files, this I can look, and usually that means that I want either a cover letter. I can control and add a shipping label, or you can have a cover letter that has both page 1 as your additional instructions, and page 2 may be a shipping label from FedEx or UPS or whichever you have. So I have 2 of these. I explained this on the APHIS Form 2046 training video, so I advise you to read that one. Basically, if your appended page has a label, we're asking you to add the label master number in here. And this is for us to facilitate the processing of that particular label. We have over 60. We have some licensed products have multiple labels in it, and in total, throughout all firms, we have over 14,000 labels. So we just want to go quick and find that label for you, so it speeds up the processing of your submission. So for the purposes of this training today, this appended page is not going to have any labels, so I'm going to leave this blank, and it's not required. Restriction test. This is the information that is on your restricted products. So to make it easier for me, I have made a Word document that has the restriction of this product in English. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste that in there. Our policy is that the restriction that is going to be here is going to be the exact restriction that you have in your product license. So please add it there word for word. We prefer that all the information is there as it is on your product license. Remarks. This is to let us know information such as we have issued multiple certificates that day. We're going to use one shipping label, or additional other additional remarks that you may find prudent for us to submit. So I'm gonna assume that I read all this, and I'm gonna save it as a submission. Okay, so let's look at what I just did. I have an appended page for this code. Okay, so the appended page is that I have my establishment license number. It has a page 2, which I'm asking companies to start their appended pages starting with page 2, and this happens to be another page. So we're going to have the Form 2047, we're going to have this page number 2 and page number 3. So please add page 2 of 3 and page 3 of 3 to your appended pages. So right now these appended pages do not have labels, so I don't need to add the labels. I'm also including a cover letter. And this is what the cover letter says, just basic information. This cover letter is your opportunity to give us additional details about your appended pages. Some of the information includes, this is in the outline of production. This is the area in the outline where it's included. Additional details there that we may find it beneficial for us to process your submission. And there's a shipping label, which I'm not going to show. Let's say that this shipping label is the wrong one, and you want to add a different shipping label, or you mistaken the appended pages that you wanted to send, or there's any other information that you wanted to send. So click on edit, and this is the opportunity to either remove, delete any of these submissions. So this is the opportunity to do additional edits to your submission. So you click on that and save. All right, so this is ready to go. We ask that before you submit to CBB, to make sure that all the information that you have submitted is correct. Make sure that this is your establishment that you have. This is going to be the name on the certificate. This is the address that is going to be on the certificate. This is additional description of the establishment name. This is a form. This is the number of certificates that you want. In this case, we did not choose a country, so the certificate is not going to have a country destination. This is going to be the code. Make sure that this is filled. And these are the appended pages and the restriction text. And then I'm ready to go and submit to CBB. Alrighty, so now the status for this is that it's submitted to CBB for this product. Now I'm going to go and proceed with the APHIS form 2047S, which is a Spanish form. In order to do this quick for this same product, I'm going to clone this. And now I have, this is the same information. Destination country, I'm also going to leave it blank. You can add destination country that you want. But this is going to be a 2047S. So now I need to add the product code. The product code that I have is this one. And this is this particular Microsoft Edge remembers that I used this field before. This is not on the database, but apparently it remembers that a while back I typed this particular field. I look at the Spanish label that I have for this, and the Spanish label has a true name, and the Spanish label true name for this code is Test Kit de Influenza Aviar. So this is the Spanish true name that exists for that particular code. One word of advice, usually what we ask is that the true name that is in Spanish is what you use for your Spanish forms. If you are going to basically enter all the information in English, you might as well use a form 2047. But if the receiving country asks you to do a Spanish form, we ask that you have a label that showcases what is a Spanish true name, or you can make a request using your cover letter as a request for consideration for the purposes of export. So in this fictitious product, we have a label that says that is the true name of it. And the trade name also is the trade name that you have for a valid product. So we don't have much difference in Spanish trade names versus English trade name. Usually they have the very same trade name, but they have a different true name in Spanish. So assuming that I have that as a trade name for one of my products, then it's good enough for me to have it in there. Okay, appended pages. So in this case, let's assume that I made a mistake and I put this appended page, which is for a different product. If we receive this and it has the wrong information for this code, we're going to audit this back. But I'm going to just to showcase how to remove or delete something after you have saved it. So additional submission files, I'm going to basically have my cover letter, and I'm going to have the shipping label. Control and click. Now I have the shipping label and the cover letter there. I don't have labels in here either. For a thorough description of how to use the label, I recommend you guys to look at that to the user guides, and also the training video for the 2046. I explain a little bit how that works. Restriction test. This is the restriction for the Spanish form is in Spanish. So I went ahead and created a translation. And I typed it there. Remarks. This is where you add additional description for us, and then you click on I agree with this information and save. Okay, so as I was doing the QA for this particular submission, I noted that I added the wrong appended page. I also have the cover letter and I have the shipping label, but for Spanish forms, we have been asking folks to also have a general attachment that showcases what this Spanish form is in English. So a Spanish translation, so to speak. When you submit your paper copies of the 2047S and the 2046S, what some firms do is that they basically include an additional certificate that is there for English translation. So we're going to ask folks to also include an English translation for these submissions in Portal. So please, both for the 2047S and the 2046S, please include Spanish translations. But anyway, I noted that this is missing and this is the wrong appended page, so I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to click on Edit. And then this is not the right one, so I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to browse. And this is the appended page for that. So this is ready now. This is going to be removed. I also don't have a Spanish translation, so I'm going to browse. And here's my Spanish translation for the avian influenza. So I'm going to add that. This is ready to be added. Everything looks good. And save. So now this has been saved and it's ready to go. This is at right now it's at QA. I can look at this is the appended page that's going to have the certificate, so I can look at it again. This is going to be page 2 of 3, and this is going to be page 3 of 3. We ask you to, like I mentioned earlier, start at page 2 and then name them page X or of Y. So page, this is one has 2 appended pages, so we're going to have page 2 and 3. So now this is ready to go. I have my cover letter, my shipping label, and I got my Spanish translation for that particular code. So this is ready to go, and it's ready to submit to CBB. So now the status of this is that it has been submitted. It's ready to go. If I want to see what products are there pending, I can click on Dashboard, CBB, and click on View Draft Submissions to make sure that I have submitted that to you guys, to CBB. And these are some other submissions that were pending that someone needs to look into. These are not the ones that we did today. So this concludes the training video for APHIS Form 2047 and 2047S. Thank you.